Sorry, I got carried away there. Just brought back some trauma. Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video, I'll tell you about the United Arab Emirates pardons 143 Filipinos. Over 100 Filipino workers protest over unpaid wages over the past 10 months. Canada and India expel top diplomats, and expats causing trouble abroad all over the world. Let's jump straight into our first story. Starting in the Philippines, the president of the Philippines expressed gratitude to the UAE, basically Dubai, for pardoning 143 Filipinos. In a phone call with the UAE president, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, Marcos thanked him for the pardon and for the UAE's humanitarian aid during recent typhoons and floods in the Philippines. He emphasized the strong relationship between the two nations and hopes to strengthen it further. The UAE is home to many overseas Filipino workers and has previously pardoned other Filipinos, including some who were sentenced to death by penalty. This news comes shortly after a Filipino was executed in Saudi Arabia. Oh, a whole bunch of political stuff going on. Yeah, I didn't want to cover that Filipino and Saudi story because it was going to get like flagged for sure. But yeah, I guess a good thing to get 143 people pardoned. I don't know what the crimes are, so I can't really defend them. But hey, whatever. I'm sure they know what they're doing. Let's go into our next story. Over 100 barangay workers in Mandaue City are protesting over not receiving their salaries for nearly a year. The wages of 120 employees, including drivers and clean and green personnel, have been withheld for 10 months due to Barangay Councilor Libertine Lumpas, the Finance Committee head, refusing to sign the payroll. Despite a Department of the Interior and local government directive allowing the release of the wages, Lumapas only approved September's pay, demanding additional documents. The delay, which has personal and political undertones, has caused financial strain on workers, with some quitting and others filing complaints. What is wrong with you, man? What's going on over here? These people worked. You got to pay them their wages. I don't know what the exact details are, but 10 months, over 120 people can't be wrong. So I don't know what's going on with this person, the treasury person, whoever he is. Or even she, I don't know what Libertine is, man. Anyways, sign the paper, man. Release the funds. Pay these people. I hope they throw a book at this guy, throw him in jail or whatever. And I hope they pay the workers with interest on top of all that. Because when I was a teenager, I worked for a restaurant as a dishwasher. I think one of my first jobs. And the lady I was working for used to pay me cash every week. And it kept like getting delayed. And 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Eventually, I'm like, yo, what's going on over here? And she did this on purpose because she was filing for bankruptcy, closed this restaurant, and she owed me somewhere between like $1,000 or $2,000. So she came over to my house one time, tried to make like a payment plan. She sat down and she pulled up with like a brand new Nissan at the time. And she said how she got no money, she can't pay me. And I'm looking outside the window, I see a brand new car, and she made this plan to pay me $12 a month. I just like shook my head and asked her to leave the house. I said she could keep her money. It was a learned lesson for me. Never again will I work for free for anybody. So yeah, I hope these people get paid. Sorry, I got carried away there. Just brought back some trauma. Anyways, to this day, yeah, it reminds me sometimes of like my hard-earned hours, and the money should have been mine, but I never got paid. So yeah, I feel for these people, and who knows how much hardship they're going through. What is going on here? Somebody got to step in here. The ombudsman office, or the president, not the president, the Rafi Tofel gentleman, you got to do something about this. All right, and it's not a show without foreigners getting in trouble, so let's start with the Philippines. The National Bureau of Investigation, the NBI, arrested 17 foreign nationals, including 15 Chinese, 1 Malaysian, and 1 Taiwanese, for large-scale online scams in Makati City, October 11th. The group was caught during an operation with evidence found on electronic devices used for illegal activities, such as social engineering and computer fraud. Their actions violated Philippines laws, including the Cybercrime Prevention Act. The NBI chief, Jamie Santiago, revealed that most of the victims were also foreigners, with the scams including financial and love fraud. Further forensic investigation of the seized devices is ongoing. More reason to never give out money to anybody you've never met in person, whether it's a business, maybe not a purchase depending on the platform, but at least somebody you don't know, right? Stop giving money to random people online. And I know it's kind of like, especially dating, right? If you meet somebody online, they say, hey, can you send me some money? I want to buy a new dress. Stop sending money to people you never met. This probably has at least a little bit of that kind of scam going on. But sometimes these kind of scams are much larger scale. They target like specific groups, maybe like seniors or something. I don't know, but it seemed like every other week or every week at least somebody getting caught in like a major operation scamming not just the Philippines. I've seen it happen in Thailand, definitely Cambodia, Laos, so all over Southeast Asia. I kind of wonder who are these like victims. And in some related news, the Bureau of Immigration arrested 2 Chinese nationals wanted for deportation as undesirable aliens. Both were intercepted at Naya Airport in September while attempting to leave the country. The first was arrested September 29th while trying to board a flight to China following a deportation order due to involving trafficking and labor exploitation. The second was apprehended on September 21st while trying to board a flight to Thailand with deportation order for economic crimes in China. Both are currently detained awaiting deportation. Nothing new here, more criminals doing criminal things. Next up, let's head on over to Thailand. In Udon Thani, police responded to an altercation at the Sky Blue Cafe where a 59-year-old Dutch tourist, Max, threw items at staff during a dispute over 130 baht. Change discrepancy. The incident occurred after Max, unaware that his friend had pocketed the change as a joke, accused the staff of shortchanging him. In a drunk outburst, he threw a fan and ashtrays, injuring 2 staff members. Max later expressed regret and agreed to face the consequences. Both parties were brought to the police station for negotiations, with Max's wife requesting to assess the damage before settling the issue. Really, lady, you should be happy he's not kicked out of the country. Assess nothing, man. These women... First of all, no man should act that way in front of ladies. I'm like maybe old school in that sense. I have anger issues, no doubt about that. But I would never do that in front of strange women, like especially whether it's a bar. Once again, alcohol, right? So some people can't handle it. They get irate. And this dude, this guy joking with 100, what's wrong with his friend? What kind of friend does that? Seeing your friend like behave that way while you're just there laughing, maybe putting the money in your pocket. There's so many angles at this. Like I don't even know where to start. It's just infuriating because it just makes every tourist look bad. Doesn't even matter where you're from, whether you drink or not. It's not even about that. It's just about behaving abroad. And I don't know, like everything, I know it happens. I got shortchanged multiple times in Thailand, 7-Eleven. They'll just give me like 100 baht less or whatever. I kind of smile in my head or laugh because like, oh, you can't trick me kind of thing. And they say, oh, my bad. And I know sometimes they do it purposely to try to shortchange me because they think, oh, this guy's a foreigner, he's a tourist, he's going to fold up the money, put it in his pocket. He's not going to care. But I travel enough to know that, you know, you can't take those smiles and kindness sometimes as full 100%, you know, as what they are, because the one time the girl was really exaggerating the counting, so I'm like, that looks kind of odd. And I'm just like, why would somebody do that? As soon as I stepped away from the counter, I counted and one was missing. And another time it happened to the point where I'm just like, okay, this obviously once or twice could be like a mistake, somebody miscounts something, but it happened 2 or 3 times at least that I can recall. So now I count everything right at the counter. No shame, bro. How much money give me back? Anyways, I can go on about this for a while. Let's go on to our next story. Let's head on over to Phuket, Thailand. Arrested a 29-year-old German man at a hotel for overstaying his visa and possessing narcotics. After his arrest at a urine test confirmed the presence of some other stuff in his urine, a class 1 controlled substance in Thailand. The man was charged with illegal... Basically, a German dude was caught for overstaying his visa and having some illegal substances on him after a urine test confirmed that some stuff was in his system. Another person having a little too much fun, dabbling into some things perhaps one shouldn't, especially in a country like Thailand that have some very strict laws when it comes to substances. I don't understand some people, but I don't do these things, so I don't know. I don't know what the mindset is. I think if they were regular folk, they're probably a bit more responsible. I don't know. I'm not perfect, but there's some things that I definitely stay away from because I love my freedom, man. I mean, I want to go enjoy some stuff. So yeah, let's go and enjoy our next story. Indonesia asks Apple and Google to block Chinese e-commerce platform Temu. Indonesia has taken steps to protect its small and medium-sized businesses by requesting that Apple and Google block the Chinese e-commerce platform Temu from their app stores. The government is concerned that Temu's low-cost business model, which connects consumers directly with Chinese factories, creates unfair competition for local merchants. Despite not yet recording transactions from the platform, Indonesia has taken preemptive measures to safeguard its economy. The country may also block Temu's future investments in social e-commerce. Similar actions is being considered for another Chinese platform, Shein. So Temu is exactly how it's described, connects you directly to the factory. At some point, I was actually considering dropshipping as well, to buy bulk from factories, sell it individually. But these factories are now having their own apps, for example, right? These companies. So the whole system and the whole shopping experience is changing. It's really getting out of hand, I think. Sometimes they keep undercutting each other. Sometimes you get the wrong item. Sometimes you get something that's not even close to the description. And good luck trying to contact China to get your money back. And then some news about Canada. Canada expelled 6 Indian diplomats, including the High Commissioner, over allegations that India's government was involved in the June 2023 assassination of Sikh activist Hardeep Singh Najjar. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stated that India was conducting a campaign against Canadian citizens, including collecting information for organized crime. India denied the accusations, calling them absurd, and responded by expelling 6 Canadian diplomats. The dispute has escalated tensions between the two countries, with Canada accusing Indian government agents of involvement in other violent acts. The US is also investigating an alleged plot to assassinate another Sikh separatist leader in New York. Okay, so personally, I don't trust pretty much any government, to be honest. I don't believe a lot of stuff that's being told to us. Firstly, obviously, if India is doing this, it's not a good thing for any person to go commit any government to do this in another country against its citizens. But then again, you wonder, why would the Canadian government issue a citizenship to a person that's considered a terrorist in India, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of backstory, obviously, so much more into the story, but that's just like the surface level stuff. India was, when I had to go get my visa, I know it took like a while, plus Canada also denied a bunch of student visas to a whole bunch of Indians as well. So all this like tit for tat stuff, it's only going to affect the peoples like myself and these Indian students. Also, one more thing, Canada has a large population of Indians. Places like whole cities like Brampton is basically all Indians, right? So I wonder how that's going to affect just regular Indians living in Canada, or even any Canadians either traveling, studying, or visiting India in the future. Leave your thoughts down below about any of the stories I covered so far today. Which one interested you? Anything you want to share? If you take the time to write it, I'll take the time to respond. And now it's time for a segment called Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. Alan says, "Say what? Did you just say you have shoplifted too? How does anyone put something into their pocket before paying for it? That does not compute." No, I've never shoplifted. My point was sometimes, for example, when I go shopping, I carry a bunch of stuff and I put something on my pocket in order to save my hand from holding it, like a bottle of Coke or something like that, right? And I remember one time I almost walked through without paying it, and I put it back. I said, "Oh, sorry, I forgot this." I'm sure I can't be the only one that's happened to, right? So I thought maybe this could be the only explanation the woman could go ahead and give the police after she was caught red-handed stealing in our video yesterday. I'm not definitely advocating for shoplifting. I think it's childish. Obviously, I think it's a lie and stealing and not good. So no, I'm not saying I stole in the past and that you should too. Mr. B. Hanoi says they should be blacklisted and lose their passports. I totally agree. And my favorite is from Jack Hellman, who says 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. Well, thank you. That's a great goal to have. If you guys are enjoying this video, help me reach that 10,000 goal by Christmas. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. Oh, and you may have noticed I've been producing a lot more shorts lately. So what I'm going to do in the evenings is release this basically video in short format, just in case these videos aren't already tight as they are and compressed. And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.